Hi there, my name is Shauna Arthurs, and I've been putting out videos lately and reaching out to people because I have a plan for how we can change the legacy that we're leaving on this planet, how we can heal the damage that we've done and change the course of human history. And it sounds like a big deal, and it is, and I've given it a great deal of thought, and I wanted to share today in this little video how I came to that and what it's all about, because people have started to ask me, and I really am up for making this happen. So when I was a little kid, just as a brief history, I wanted to save the whales and I wanted to stop logging in Northern Ontario. I live in Toronto, and there was this place called Temagami, and I used to just get so upset, and it hurt my heart to think of all these travesties in the world, and every time I saw something that hurt my heart, I wanted to go fix it, and I wanted to save things, and I knew that humans were good and that I connected with people, and I had all these qualities that now when I look back on them were just so sweet and so meant for what I'm stepping into now. In the interim, I grew up and I forgot about that girl, and I hustled and I learned how to do the grind and make money and just live in the adult world where people are cold and people don't connect from the heart, and look where that's brought us. Combined with the population we have on this planet, it's brought us to the brink of disaster and to possibly extinction of our own species, obviously among many others. Whether you believe that, part of what's happening with climate change is a natural phenomenon or not, we have definitely had a negative impact on this planet with how many of us there are, with the technologies that we are using, and just the resources that we are continually using. It's a disaster. And so I, over the last year, have stepped up and given a great deal of thought as to how, given human nature as it is, not how we wish it was, how we can change this. We're the authors of this story, as somebody wise, really wise, wrote, and we can change the story. And so I have a plan, and it involves a lot of influence from various people, and I've begun to reach out to those people, and I'm just at the start of this, but I know that with the right pieces in place, we can actually change this. So as an example, Leonardo DiCaprio just put out an amazing, incredible film called Ice on Fire, and it deals with the facts, but it also deals with solutions. So you and I both know from just the simple example of a cigarette pack with lung cancer pictures on it, guilt does not work, and despair and negative influence doesn't work. It doesn't change human hearts. What changes human hearts is knowledge and inspiration. So if you look at even the great feeling that you have when your sports team wins and everybody cheers, that inspiration combined with feeling like there's something bigger than you that matters, along with social influence, are the factors that I think will play a part, must play a part in healing this planet, and again, changing the legacy that we're leaving as a species. So Leonardo's movie, Ice on Fire, not only states the facts compellingly, but also shares solutions, and that's a big part of what I want to do as well. I think that I know from my experience that each of us feels disempowered. We feel like even if those people, people who believe in recycling or wanting to do something, and they want to change the world, they feel disempowered. They feel like, what can I do? I'm just one little person, and maybe I'll recycle, but I can't have an impact. But the truth is, every single action we have has an impact, and that's what's gotten us here in the first place. So there are people out there creating solutions, a lot of them, and I've been researching this. And the thing is, this is not what we see in the media. We just see doomsday, and we see horrifying, terrifying images and statistics, and so we end up, each of us, feeling even more disempowered, and we just put our heads down and we go back to our 9-to-5s, and we just think, well, there's nothing I can do, and we probably carry this deep despair in our hearts, this overwhelm. If we think about it at all, it's like this big cloud over our psyches collectively. And so when I watched that movie, Ice on Fire, I watched it with my parents and my daughter, and I know that there are solutions out there. And I saw their reaction, my daughters in particular, when she saw that there are answers. And with the human sense of innovation that has gotten us here in the first place, I mean, how do you think we got all this technology and these crazy, amazing cities that we've built, and everything that we're doing to destroy the planet is based on human innovation? So my idea is take that sense of innovation that is so fundamental to the human character and use it for the force of good to change the story. And so again, there's a few pieces to this puzzle. I want people with platforms, people with influence, celebrities, sports stars, politicians, people who have influential platforms to step up and create media like what Leonardo did, and showcase the solutions that are already occurring. We need to change the media so that we're seeing empowering images and stories, and we get that feeling of, yay, like we can do this, and our sports team is one, but this is the human team pulling together. And when we see on the media all the time, increasingly anyway, solutions being put forth, like somebody is out there doing something and it's working, I think that will go a long way to changing people's hearts and opening them up to see that there is a possibility of changing this, and that correcting the disempowerment that people feel is one of the steps. Having famous and influential people narrate these stories is another important facet, because people look up to people, they put them on pedestals, it's just how it is. And with the global access that we have to the internet and how people just follow, Instagram, social media, all of that needs to come into play. It needs to be a lot of people with influence. I mean, I'm talking Obamas and Richard Branson and J.K. Rowling and Ellen and Oprah and everybody who wants to get on board and take the legacy that they have created in this lifetime and make it a real legacy, make it really count, so that across the board, this stuff is being shown all over the place, and everybody's hearts are opening, or at least enough, all of their fans, to think, wait, maybe I can do something and I can have an impact. Look, these other companies, these other people are stepping up and making a difference. Maybe I can too. And that is how you get all the people from the ground up, by starting from the top and having everyone talk about it and having this media be available widely, so that it starts to get talked about and it starts to be the cool thing to do, and it starts to be very not cool to just be using resources and not thinking about the impact that we're having, and not just go to that 9 to 5 and put your head down and be like an ostrich. The more celebrities I can get involved with this, the better, because again, I just saw one that made a huge impact on my one daughter, who was feeling pretty disempowered about it, as much as she may feel passionate about it, and I do, and she gets that from me, and she gets that just from looking around. She saw solutions, and she wasn't aware that they were out there. So the more people see this, the more they're going to start thinking about, how can I come up with solutions in my own community? And I now have friends who are teachers who are going to be creating contests for the kids in their schools. And kids are so innovative. They totally think out of the box. So this isn't a matter of going back to the land and going back to the way it used to be, because we can't do that. Let's be honest. We need to move forward, and we need to create new solutions to the plastics, to the CO2, to every challenge that we have as humans right now. And now is the time. We cannot wait. So I am up for this. I am reaching out to celebrities. I will keep doing this until I get the momentum that I need to carry this project forward, and it will just continue growing. It'll be a positive upward spiral, because the more celebrities get involved, the more their friends are going to want to get involved. And the more fans of different people start to do something, the cooler it will become, the more social positive pressure gets put on everybody to do something. And that's how we cover all the paths. So when I first started thinking about this about a year ago, and I cannot stop thinking about it, I'm obsessed with this idea. A friend said to me, Shauna, you need to pick a path. You need to pick the shark finning and lobby against that, or you need to pick the forest, or you need to pick the oceans, and you need to pick something and dedicate your life to that, and that's how you'll have an impact. Focus was what she was talking about. But I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought, no, because if I pick a path, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not going to change the world. It's just going to be me dedicating my life to one thing and dying and not leaving the true legacy I want to have, which is healing this planet and having our kids and grandkids just remember a day when we brought ourselves to the brink of disaster and we brought ourselves back. So this idea of mine, this global idea of impact that grows, and it creates a wave of change in humanity that is unstoppable, and that is what overturns the companies and changes the economics of things. Green has now been proven to be more economical and profitable than traditional ways of doing business, and that's something that Leonardo DiCaprio showcased in his movie as well. So the more we can get this information out there, the more I get to cover all the paths, not just one path, but all the paths, because we reach all the people and they pick passion projects. They pick things in their own community or in their own psyches that are important to them. That's how you get everybody, and that's how you get all the solutions at all the different levels that we need to. So I'm not sure I'm articulating this particularly well. You can hear that I'm super passionate about it. I will keep going. If you'd like to donate to this, I want to give my heart and soul to it, and I already am. If you'd like to connect me with people who can help me with this project, that would be amazing. My contact information is below this video, and I am so grateful to you for watching. I'm grateful to walk on the same planet as you. I know that when we connect to our real selves, to our hearts, through just getting rid of all the old stories about who we are and creating something new and really listening to the magic that we're capable of, and just paying attention to the little voice inside that says that we can do something, that opens our heart. It connects us with our humanity, connects us with each other, and with this beautiful planet that we all share. And that is the spirit that's going to make this happen. And so I invite you, and I thank you, and I can't wait to meet you and talk to you. And for whatever you can do, share this, whatever calls to you. I thank you so much, and let's do this.